I've been volunteering just over 27 years now. I joined in the mid-90s as an auxiliary member and then joined as a full member after that, and worked my way up through the ranks with the several courses, and currently a second lieutenant in the order. The work of the Order of Malta is quite diverse. We do everything from community care work, which is our basically what we initially started out to do, was to help the poor and the sick, and we do that by simple runs like through this pandemic of collecting medication, shopping supplies, just calling in the neighbours and friends to make sure everything's okay. And leading on from there, we move into first aid courses for the general public and also on the commercial side of things. And we also do an awful lot of work with Horse Racing Ireland, GAA and rugby and soccer and that. I don't think the work of volunteers can actually be calculated on in any extreme. Some people will give you 2 hours a week, some people will give you 40 hours a week. We're very, very happy to take the people that give us 2 hours a week. They're equally as important to us as the people that can give a whole week's work to us, and we just cannot underestimate the amount of work they do for us. The University of Limerick is very important to us. We currently have one of our members, Ciaran, who you'll see later on, who has gone through UL and has been very lucky to receive the President's Awards on one but 2 occasions. And it's great to be involved. We also do a small bit of work here with the medical school, generally 1 day a year with them, where we get to show off our skills and displays and also share the knowledge with them as they're going to be up and coming new doctors and that. Volunteering during the studies is always going to be a tough time to get a balance between, but it's a good life learning event to get out, meet new friends and see a different perspective on life. We have a broad spectrum of people, everything from people who work on a factory floor to people who work in hospitals and to work for other civil servants, and we were willing to share that with everyone and bring everyone along as part of our journey.
So I started in the Order of Malta as a cadet when I was 10, and then I graduated onto our senior unit at the age of 16, and then kept on volunteering with the Order of Malta throughout my college degrees in the University of Limerick, and then have continued on post-graduation. I think volunteering is really key for any future graduate, as it's really vital for your own CV that you're looking for things to make you unique to your future employer, so that they can see what kind of person you are kind of in the future, and to be able to, they know that you can work as in a team or in certain situations, so that like it's really key that they can pinpoint where you might actually be able to help them in the future. I first heard of the PVA when I came into the University of Limerick through actually an old officer in charge of our unit. He had previously been a student of the university, and he had actually passed it on to me soon actually before a closing date for the PVA when I was in first year, and said that this would be actually a good opportunity for me. And he explained that it would go onto my transcript, and that I'd be able to be seen by all future employers when they look at my transcript that I actually was recognised by my university for doing volunteering. The employers will actually go down through my transcript and they'd ask me about certain things, and then when they come to the President's Volunteer Award, they'd actually ask me, what is the President's Volunteer Award and how did I manage to get it? So then I was able to link that back to kind of any questions that they'd have around teamwork or working under pressure, and that I would be able to link it back to how I got my PVA and what kind of work I did. The fact that the President is actually recognising our volunteering work through the University of Limerick is really key, because it's very unique to the University of Limerick that our President of our university is recognising the students volunteering.
My name is Tom Hanley. I'm a member of the Order of Malta Ambulance Corps in Limerick. My rank in the Ambulance Corps is a commander, and I'm here to talk about volunteerism, particularly in the area of student activity. I certainly, and I know the organisation, would encourage young students here to get heavily involved in the volunteer side of their student activities. It's vitally important. They probably won't realise the value of it until they've left here. And to meet people afterwards who did a course with us or attended something we were at and made themselves known is very important. So volunteerism has many benefits. Usually people who start out in voluntary organisations go on in their adult life and in their careers. They might step aside to re-qualify or upgrade themselves, but a lot of them will look for something then in their mid-30s or 40s to be part of. That is that culture of volunteerism, for no gain. There's no reward, but someday, as in the good book says, someday, somewhere, there may be a reward.
For each student in UL, we would encourage them, for any individual that gives up any bit of their time to volunteer for the President's Volunteer Award, regardless of what organisation you're involved in, no matter how little time you give or how much time you give to them. Volunteering is the backbone of this country. We are not all state funded, we are not state funded as an organisation, so people giving up their time is far more valuable than people giving you money. So it's a very, very good deed you're doing for your local community. Sometimes it's seen, sometimes it's not seen, and you should be very proud of your efforts. And by all means, if you're making any effort outside of school hours or college hours, by all means, put your name forward. You deserve your pat on the back, and definitely put your name forward for the President Volunteer Awards.